Everybody, welcome back to my DIY. So today we're starting yet another project, even though some of the projects aren't finished all the way through. So what we're going to do today, I'll probably throw a picture up right now of the completed project so you can see what we're doing. We found it on Pinterest. It's just a patio table with inserts for you can put any cold beverages that you like to consume. So we're going to make this table. The plan is today, I don't want to say the day because you'll see how long it takes me to make wood projects, but the goal is to get this done quick. Hopefully. So today is July 3rd. Hopefully have this thing assembled mostly today. This is the plan / hope. So we'll go and see it from there. And then tomorrow we'll probably use it for the actual 4th of July. Probably put a tablecloth on it or something like that. And then we can go about actually finishing with stain stuff like the following week. So that's the plan. Hopefully it works out well. We'll go and see it. One thing I just want to show off first before I do this. This is actually the top of my old computer desk. It's not assembled yet. So what this thing is designed to do is to be a drop-down workbench. So this is all good here. I just need a piano hinge on the far end to actually connect it to the wall, so I gotta start using it. But it's just, I want to start cleaning this garage a little bit. This wood bench is probably going to go away, just to give more space. Here we actually have a bookcase that does not need to be there. Probably just toss it. Anyway, so we're going to get going now. First things first for this project, we have again, all on Pinterest. None of this is going to be my idea. First things first, here's the actual containers that be going inside the actual picnic table itself. And so first things first, you're making a wood frame around this little guy here, and we'll go and get to this now. Alright, so that goes in there like so. This is in this frame right here, you're seeing it will be built up into the table itself and flush with the top there. Next step. Alright, so here we can tell, I'm not sure if you can see this, but the first box I just made is in the inside of this guy. This is going to hold the planter box, really the ice chest really, into the inside of the table. I already had one made right there, and here's the last one to do right here. A couple more pocket holes and we'll be right ready to go. Alright, so got the wood frame out, and now we put this thing upside down and this wood frame back inside. So now we go and pound it in to get nice and firm, and screw some holes into here to get this thing secured. I'll go ahead and measure each side to make sure it's all flush. Alright, so we're good to go now. I'm going to take this guy out. And now drill some holes in here. Just in case I go too far, I'm not going to puncture the thing. Alright, so now that's one done. I'll go and get the other one done. Next thing to do now, here's the inside of the table itself. The guys over here are going to be placed underneath this thing right here. And so right now, you need to pocket hold these things together. And I say for this guy here to get a little bit, like an 1/8 of an inch for expansion between right here, right there, and this board right there. We're going to get started. Alright, one down, 4 more corners to go. Alright, so now we have those 4 corners done. That's a little, here we go. And then now I just added this bottom one right there. Now this piece right here is going to go on top. Now here's the top side of it and the bottom side. Not sure if you can tell, but we're doing the 3 pocket holes on each one. So we're going to get this top one done now. All right, so now we have, I went and drilled these two pieces into these longer ones here together. And I also, off camera, got these guys right here inserted. I had to use my skill saw to cut down on the width of there to fit better into this hole. That's what the directions said, so I went and did it. Just one more example of why I need a table saw. I was able to do the cut with my miter saw and the makeshift guide thing I did, so I'd be able to measure it and clamp it down to give me a straight cut that I used when I was making the wainscoting in my daughter's bedroom. But anyway, so now we have to go ahead and do all the pocket holes all along here into the bottom of the table itself. So this is when the rubbers meet the road, if you will. Make sure all these measurements are right when I cut them to make sure this fits this fits properly. Once we get this thing on, then we'll be able to start getting the other skirt on the ends, and then of course getting the legs, which will be a lot of fun to do. So we're almost done. I got these side skirts on, and I rough cut some 4x4s I'll be using for the legs, and threw them in there to get a nice fit for them. And I was kind of wondering how I'm gonna make this cut to drill in some bolts with some wood anchors to make that 45-degree cut. I knew all along I'd be using my miter saw, I just didn't know how I was gonna do it. Actually a lot easier than I expected it was going to be. Just position it in a certain way with the 45-degree angle miter cut, and go to and just watch your fingers, and you'll probably be okay. A lot easier than I expected. However, again, my miter saw, it can't do the full cut right here, so I'll have to use my hacksaw or something to clean up the rest after I do the cut. I don't want to pull it and have it split 4 inches down the length of the table leg. That wouldn't look too good. So we're almost done here. Stay tuned and keep watching. All right, so we have the table here, looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and admit my mistake. So when I was doing this thing here, you can see, whichever way you can see this, but inside is one of the brass wood anchors that I picked up. This little guy right here from the store. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this, but if you look at it very finely, has those ridges right there. I thought I could screw that in really easily. I was unsuccessful in doing it, so I ended up pounding it in and also screwing it in with actually the anchor for my miter saw. That didn't work out too well. Right when I was screwing in the table itself to see how it was going to look, it was stripping as I was doing it. Some were going in farther, not working. Some were being pulled out by the actual bolts as I was screwing them in. Didn't work out at all, so I have to go ahead. So not only did I have to buy more of these guys with the right ones, had to go and buy more 4x4s because I ruined the 4x4s I was using with the bolts. I could have probably flipped them upside down and did it that way, but I didn't want the unsightly edge that was showing. So I went back to the store and got some more 4x4s that you can see right there. When I first did it, I bought cedar because that's what the person on Pinterest did. They use cedar for these guys. But I went and found some Douglas fir at the store when, hey, the rest of it's Douglas fir, let's go and keep it, let's go and keep it the same, especially with the stain that we picked up. That we're going to be staining this one. It'll be the consistent all the way up top and bottom. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing this next step here, and then we can maybe actually make a table today. We'll see. Okay, so the holes are drilled. Now you throw those guys in there, like so, and get your respective size Allen wrench, and screw them in. Not much to it, really. I was a little worried about the size of the drill bit being too big for these guys, but I've already tested it out in the first one I did. It's going to work out just fine. And if you're looking at this, it's not lined up perfectly, but I figured there'll be enough give with the 1x4 that I have to be able to push it where it needs to go. So I have 2 more to do here, and we'll come back to you and make a table. Let's give this a shot. Got all the 4 legs on. I'm gonna now go ahead and show you how heavy this thing is by foolishly trying to do this on camera. Look, our neighborhood cat. No idea whose cat that is. But he pees in our flower garden, so that's nice. Here goes nothing. Get it! And here it is. And now I need to make the covers for the where those the plant boxes are going to go, and we're almost done. All right, now we just have to do the a cut right down here, and we'll be in business. So try it out for me and you guys. Oh, look at that! Perfect. So yeah, just grab right there. Comes right out. Let's go and see right now. I've been wondering all day. Yeah, this is going to be flush. That's going to work with that in there. And it does. Wow. That I'm actually kind of surprised it actually fits so well. I'll go and cut the other one now and then start sanding. So after much so it's been about 2 months since I first started on the table itself. I foolishly said that the day that I started on it, which was I think it was July 3rd, and then so I actually made the table that specific day. The whole thing was done, legs, everything, whatnot. And then for the 4th and for the 5th, those 2 days we used them, sat outside, enjoyed the nice fresh air, nice little bit of freedom. And then they sat in the garage for about a month and a half, 2 months, whatever. So finally, as you just saw, did a whole bunch of sanding. Most of it you saw was off camera. So right now the table is upside down, no duh. And we're gonna start finally going ahead and putting the stain on the table itself. So we end up choosing to get was just deck stain. And it's an all-in-one thing, so we'll just do one coat and then it'll be done. So that's why I want to specifically do the bottom first. We want to get every nook and cranny of this thing coated to hold in moisture, not warp and be all bad looking. Just in a couple months because we get some pretty good weather here. So anyway, so that's that. We're gonna go ahead. It's the night right now. Probably start this off in the next morning. Maybe actually have this thing done with some summer left. Fingers crossed, because the fall is coming, and my wife is very excited about that. So anyway, we'll get this going now. Too much talking and not enough working, so I'll get to work. Good job, kiddo. Table and chairs are finally done. So we kind of coincided the build with the stain, of course, with the table and chairs, as you saw. But yeah, so the chairs came out, brought them out yesterday. Just today's the very next day for the table. Again, nothing too specific about it, nothing too dramatic about it. But they're finally done, so we're just, I guess, more relieved now than anything, because it took so stinking long to get them done. So now we can be out here and enjoy the nice weather, whatever we have, whatever's left of it. But I mean, we got a steak, nice thick T-bone steak, just about to go on the old big green egg. Got a got a frosty beverage, with, of course, the those trays that kind of first led us to the project to begin with. But really, actually, it wasn't that hard to do. I just didn't work on it, so that was kind of the big thing. It was just a bunch of sanding, and yeah, I mentioned it in the chair video, but the whole thing about the stain would have been much easier to apply the stain before I assembled the chairs. For the table itself, I wouldn't really count on that. I guess the biggest thing would have been just to sand it before we assembled it. That's probably it. And if you had like some kind of a bigger sander, that they'd definitely go a lot faster to get the work done. But it didn't take too long at all, really. Once I started working on it, couple days of sanding. By days, I mean nights after work sanding. But really, all in all, good build, pretty easy build. Nothing too complicated enough. I didn't learn anything really with this project. I guess if anything, the levelness of these inside planks kept getting off when I was trying to sand it. But when I assumed it was these pocket holes from here to here that was doing it. But it was actually the ones from underneath. The plans originally said to use the 1 1/4 from the 2x4 to the 2x6 from underneath, but a couple spots I used the longer pocket hole screw that seemed to do a lot better job and brought the board down down to be more smooth. So it's a full smooth surface versus valleys and hills. But anyway, probably talked way too much. So I say thanks for watching this long video here at my DIY, and have a great day.